The Shades are attacking.
Shades! Basashi's hungry.
You know what? I would immolate you in a second, but I have people to protect.
Mochi, how do you feel?
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Chiyoko, might I suggest rooftops?
Yeah, I should do that.
Mochi, you want to save everyone?
I don't want anyone to die on my watch.
You don't have to do it alone. Now wish for it in your heart. You guys ready to begin?
Let's do it.
Ready.
Do it.
Hell yeah. Previously, on Yakushima, our heroes arrived in Akiha village where their task was to ask around the settlement to gather information on where to find the mythical Tengu people. However, tonight's tale does not start in Akiha village, but in a village somewhere else, tucked in a valley between the mountains of central Higashi. The village of Onkoku, Kenso's hometown, is under attack. Villagers are screaming, "Run for your lives! Ah, the bandits are upon us! Where is the village guardian? Where's Ayashi?" People are screaming, panicking, there are fires breaking out. Kenso, you're ducking between houses, running through streets, evading the incoming bandits, even as flaming arrows rain down upon you and set the village ablaze. Your master, Ayashi, has yet to permit you to carry your sword through the village. Knowing that he must return to his master's side, Kenso sprints toward his home, the place he and his master, Ayashi, live. Kenso, as you enter Ayashi's house, you desperately search around, looking for a weapon, for anything. The bandits are firing flaming arrows at your abode from outside. Townsfolk are being slain. The walls of the house begin to catch fire. You think of where you might find your master. He wasn't in the garden. He wasn't in his room. And then the idea hits you. Of course, the small chamber where Ayashi keeps his cursed sword, Inzen. The sword that you were expressly forbidden from touching. As you open the door to Inzen's storage room, you're met with the sight of your master, bleeding out on the floor. Lying in a puddle of his own blood, he's clutching Inzen, tucked in its black sheath. And as you open the door and survey this scene, your master, Fushokage Ayashi, says, "Kenso, my boy, it's too late for me. It has to be you. You must fulfill your destiny and save this village." And he hands you
I'm sleeping.
his sword.
I am absolutely dreaming. I'm taking it, though. It's still going to happen. Let's go for it. I'm taking the sword. Forget it. Let's go.
You take Inzen, and immediately you feel this dark power fill you. And Ayashi says, "I hereby perform the rite of inheritance and pass this enchanted blade onto you and all of the powers therein. Now go, Kenzo. Go and make your master proud." Oh, and he dies. He breathes his last. In your mind, you hear a voice. What?
As soon as he said "my boy," I knew it was a dream. It's like, yeah, I'm asleep.
You hear a voice in your head go, "Inzen." I mean, Kenso.
You're not dreaming. It is I, 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬. My great power is now yours to command. Your master, Ayashi, always loved you like a son. Now go! Avenge him and save Onkoku Village!
Yeah!
Kenso! You burst out of your house and charge the bandits head on. First, a group of melee bandits charge you. How do you handle them? You can do whatever you want.
For some reason, there are 3 perfectly lined, so I just cut through all 3 of them.
They are bisected. Then a group of archers knock more fire arrows and fire them at you in a volley. How do you respond?
I leap up into the air and do just like a giant like air slash. Just
all the arrows are sent flying and the guys somehow die. They are sent flying out of the village. Then the bandits all come together and say, "The village guardian has come!" And they point and a fucking dragon appears and charges you. A long serpent roars. How do you take down the dragon?
I have a moment of hesitation. Like, Ensign, am I ready for this?
Ensign says to you,
Kenso, you were born ready. It is your destiny.
Oh man, so bad. I do a Super Saiyan charge up. Just all of this like purple and red energy, and then I make like this giant like energy blade, and just
this Getsuga Tensho ass slash, and right before the blade makes contact, poof, it's all over. You're looking down at the tatami mats of your home, and the back of your head really hurts all of a sudden. You hear a voice. Daydreaming again, boy.
no.
You look up and see your master, Ayashi, staring down at you in disapproval.
Ah, the standard face.
Yes, default Ayashi expression. He looks down at you, unenthused. You look back down at the floor, and there are several scrolls that are all laid out on the mats. The scrolls are covered in weird squiggly markings that Ayashi swears are words, but you still haven't been able to wrap your mind around how that works. Ayashi grumbles, scratches his head, says, "I swear, 14 years old and you still don't know how to read. Though I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. It seems like swordplay is just about the only thing you can learn, and even that subject leaves much to be desired."
I'll show you, old.
He kind of crouches down in front of you and says, "Remember what I told you. A samurai must be well versed and knowledgeable in many things. It makes you more well-rounded as a servant of the people. It is unbecoming for one who walks the way of the warrior to rely on others in matters outside of combat. You should reflect on this." On that note, he stands up. "Come, make yourself presentable. There is a matter we must attend to in the village. I was going to bring you later in the afternoon after your studies, but I see that we're making little headway in that effort." And he walks off to put his sandals on, leaving you to clean yourself up a little.
Are we fighting somebody? Somebody needs to get beat up?
No, not even remotely.
Nah.
What, were you putting on a helmet?
Yeah.
Nice. And so, you and Ayashi leave your home. He is armed with Inzen at his side. You, again, not allowed to carry a sword yet. You leave your home, a quaint little manor on a lonely hill tucked into the edge of the woods behind the village. As Ayashi leads you through the village streets, you're met with the usual sights. Men working on house repairs, tilling the fields, women crafting goods and performing village chores, children playing in the grass. You grew up used to these sights, and yet, the people around you seem so distant. At one time, they scorned you for your thieving ways. They didn't care that you were an urchin without a family of your own. They always looked at you with contempt and pity. Now, although they've mostly forgiven or forgotten your previous misdeeds, their looks make you feel lonely all the same. What were once scornful glares have been replaced with the awkward aversion of eyes. Now, most of Ankoku's villagers seem to treat you like a stranger, like someone who is other. Seems being the apprentice of the village guardian doesn't come with many perks. Ayashi always spoke about a samurai's duty to serve the people, but even now, you aren't quite sure if the people want you to be serving them. Of course, there are two notable exceptions, the first being your rival, Saizo Kata, whom you've clashed with on multiple accounts. The guy hates you for undermining his reputation when you were kids, but at least he now acknowledges you as an individual with some importance. The second, of course, is Usagi Kida, the shy and soft-spoken village girl who is always leaving potato stew on her front porch for you. Your thoughts in the village are interrupted when Ayashi speaks up. Here we are, he says, as the two of you arrive at the village stables. As you gaze over the nearby fence, you see an enclosure with a few horses inside, as well as a barn on the far end. Ayashi leads you to the front door of the stable house, knocks on it. Door is opened, and you're both greeted by a man and a woman who live inside. The man of the house, after exchanging a few pleasantries with you both, walks out with you and Ayashi towards the enclosure, and he opens the gate, leads you both inside. The rancher leads you through the field of horses. There's some chestnut-colored ones that are grazing on the far end, a couple of white stallions galloping along. As you reach the barn and are led inside with Ayashi, it smells like a barn, and you see a few grown horses caring for their young. The farmer gestures toward the young foals and says, "Well, here we are. Get your pick of the litter. I'm sure you'll find one you like." Curse in his face. Ayashi looks down at you, Kenso, and then raises an eyebrow. Ayashi says, "You were listening to me on the way here, weren't you?"
Yes. I was, for sure. Mm-hmm.
He rolls his eyes. "Mr. Makino here breeds horses for the village. I spoke with him a few weeks ago, and he agreed to let you adopt a horse. I shudder to imagine an innocent animal depending on you. But it will be good to teach you some responsibility. A warrior should know how to care for his livestock. Not to mention, of course, there may come a day when mounted combat is necessary. Whichever one you pick, we'll be keeping here at the stable. But it'll be your responsibility to care for it every day. So, go on. Pick which one you like."
Cool.
Cool. Head through, start looking around, yeah. As you look at the options, there are several good candidates here, several young horses. One is a chestnut brown. Comes right on up to you and starts sniffing your hand. Then it starts licking your hand. And it starts like really slobbering on it, getting a bit too friendly. Next, you approach a white one that looks like it has some pretty strong legs. But when you draw close, it kind of gets spooked, trots off. Looks like this one is rather distrusting of you. You go from one to the next, not particularly liking any of the foals. Some seem to be trying too hard to win your favor, while others are either suspicious of you or just don't like you. After a few minutes, however, you notice one horse that's not with the others. While most of the foals have been walking around in the barn, getting to know you, or avoiding you. Some are eating hay. One has just been standing in the corner, watching you. A lone horse, good bit smaller than the others, with black fur all over, save for some white markings on its shins and forehead. It's just watching you from a distance. Not very social at a glance, but also doesn't seem terribly skittish.
I cautiously approach, see if he runs off like the others or changes his mind about being friendly.
You slowly approach. Roll animal handling for me. Fuck it, why not?
Ooh. Let me double check.
Let's see if you look a gift horse in the mouth.
I have advantage on animal handle.
Hey.
Why?
Runes, baby.
Oh, because it's a tool proficiency, land vehicles? Or
No, I just
what
one of the runes gives advantage for some reason.
on animal handling specifically?
Mhm.
Great.
All my
Rune,
homies love runes.
every session, I'm like, where are you getting these skills from? Rune Knight.
It's just
All my homies love runes.
Oh, wait, you're not a Rune Knight. You're like 14.
that's true. That's correct.
You're not even remotely a Rune Knight. You got a 21 though in your first roll. Pretty freaking good. You walk up with just the right amount of caution. As you approach, the horse just very steadily, stone still, observes you, watches you. As you get close and offer your hand, it sniffs, and then kind of just kind of stands there. And its eyes look at you, not like the strangers of Onkoku, or the distrustful horses. Not like not like a horse that's trying to impress you. It just looks at you. It looks at Kenso.
How about it, horse? You want to protect the village, save this world, become the most powerful warriors in this land?
Ayashi, like... The horse kind of like narrows its eyes. And then just kind of just keep looking at you.
I want this one.
As you say that, Mr. Makino, the farmer, scratches his head and says, that one, well, I won't say no. You can have it if you want, but, that one's a bit on the slow side. He's the runt of the litter, you see. He probably won't grow up to be very strong. You can always pick one of the healthier horses. This one here's got energy to spare. There's one that's like, whoa, like, just galloping around in circles.
How do you determine if a horse is strong?
Man says, oh, well, how much it grows in its early childhood. I've seen that one trot around. It's a little shakier on his feet. Doesn't quite have a pep to its step. I've been doing this a long time. I know the signs.
All right, then. Okay, horse. New plan. I will become the greatest warrior in this land, and you will be the greatest horse in this land. All right, it's done. I want this one.
The farmer kind of, all right, shrugs, and unseen to you, Ayashi just kind of smirks a little. Ayashi speaks up and says, "You'll need to come up with a name for him."
Is horse not good enough?
They both kind of shrug.
I remember reading this one, what do you call them, words? One of your really old, dusty, garbage scrolls. Basashi? All right, it's decided.
Aw.
You will be my horse. I try to jump on him.
Ah! The horse bucks you off immediately.
Ah!
But after it bucks you off, instead of like running away, it just kind of like looks at you, almost like it's taunting you. Like, nice try, kid. It kind of gives you that look. As you name the horse Basashi, the farmer says, "Basashi? You mean like the dish it's made of?" Ayashi, like, seems you've been paying attention to your studies after all. You look into your into the eyes of your new animal companion. He gazes back. Ayashi says, "Well, very good. From now on, you'll be taking care of Basashi here every day. When he's big and strong, we'll see about teaching you to ride him."
I can't ride him now?
No.
Oh.
After you already tried to jump on. Farmer says,
I'm still laying on the ground. Oh, man.
yeah, exactly. Farmer says, he's still a child. It'll be a couple years before he's strong enough to ride. You'll grow up together.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see. And so, Kenso makes a friend for life.
Masashi.
Back in the present day. Basashi gallops underneath you as you race toward Akiha village to defend it against the shade attack. As you charge into battle, you trust Basashi to carry you with his powerful legs and his heart that never quits. Likewise, as the shades approach, Basashi trusts you with his very life. With unwavering trust in one another, these two warriors face the battle ahead. Will our heroes defeat the forces of darkness and save Akiha village? Find out in today's session of Yakushima. Battle for Akiha. The face of the void smiles. The shades are attacking. The sky is overcast with black clouds which swirl overhead, casting a great shadow over the small town of Akiha. The crimson lightning that harkens the arrival of shade forces has subsided, replaced with an ominous wind that fills the air with a sense of dread. The three heroes know they must reunite. Kenso and Chiyoko can tell that most of the townsfolk are gathered in the marketplace, where the powerful Mochi must be. Knowing this, Kenso and Chiyoko race to rendezvous at the market, while the magical girl has to fend for herself and hold out long enough for her reinforcements to arrive.
Whoa.
The approach to Akiha village will be a skill challenge.
Oh.
You will be given a series of checks back to back to back. The DC will be told to you. The DC may fluctuate. You are to pass this DC with checks of your choice. It's up to you what you want to do to solve the challenges I present to you. Attack rolls are valid, spells are valid. I might just make you do a roll for it. If you spend class resources, it may lower the DC, but you might want to save those because you know a big battle's ahead. The DC may also change each round, so choose carefully and be ready. Save some of your powerful options in case you get a particularly nasty challenge. So be creative, be tactical for a slightly lower DC. I may also toss specific scripted checks or saves at you. These may not contribute to your success or failure, but may raise or lower the DC or give you additional benefits. We'll see what happens. Kenso's first, riding Basashi on the road leading to the marketplace. Basashi's hoofing it at full gallop. As you are riding from the farmland area, where you spoke with some farmers and then had a duel with a rather loud-mouthed samurai, shades are not appearing very densely in this area since it's not as populated. There's just a few scattered farmers here and there. You slay the few shades that kind of spawn next to you without much trouble. Then you reach Basashi, get on him, start galloping, and between you and the village, there are a few groups of shades that you have to kind of duck and weave in order to get to the marketplace as fast as possible with no interruptions. Shades are in the road, impeding you. An animal handling check could improve Basashi's performance, unless you can think of more direct means. DC starts at 16. How are you going to handle the shades impeding your progress toward the village?
No, let me not do that. I was like, ooh, absolutely really cool. It's absolutely ridiculous. I should not do it. Yeah, I think for now, I'll just stick with Basashi. I'll whisper to him and be like, all right, boy, remember, we're just plowing through them. Don't worry, I got you. And then I'll yell out to the shades as if they care. Shades! Basashi's hungry!
Oh, wait. I got it.
Yeah!
Basashi whinnies triumphantly. What are you gonna do?
I'll just I'll try to focus on directing him, through, and keep, piles of them, the larger piles. I'll, angle him away so I can just, cut through them. So, animal handling if I can.
Absolutely. Animal handling to maneuver Basashi properly to give you ample striking chance. Go ahead and roll it for me. Now you get your Rune Knight.
Yeah. The real one.
Oh, right on the money! Let's go!
Hey.
So, Basashi responds to your commands. You're able to maneuver your companion just right. Describe to me what your success looks like.
Yeah, I haven't plowed through, and if it was another horse, I'd be like, all right, I try to calm him down, but Basashi's eating people, so I just crush some dude's skulls. So we just pile through. Maybe if the little shades, little shadows from Kingdom Hearts, those ones.
Yeah, the swarmers.
Jump, and I just tell him, just run him over. Just go straight through. Don't even worry about it. And he just tramples him. A big one comes up. I angle him a little bit, he's gonna drift, and I just whoosh.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You cut through a few. Basashi, the swarmers start trying to dogpile you, and Basashi just bats them out of the way with his head. And you're just it's just mounted combat sequence. Shades are flying all over the place, dissipating. Good shit. That's one success.
Excellent.
All right. Let's see here. Oop, excuse me. Chiyoko, you are in the sort of business end with a few inns. I keep saying business district like it's a big city. The one inn in town with a few houses. That's where you're at. You were there asking at the inn for rumors when you were attacked by a ninja who identified himself as someone belonging to the Manji clan. before your battle could truly, well, I should say your battle did conclude when the ninja sensed that his employers both perished at the hands of your allies. And he started to kind of walk away, and that's when the shades appeared. So it's you, Chisa, this ninja who's kind of preparing to react.
I forgot I have Chisa.
Oh yeah, you do have Chisa.
Chisa.
As the shades start striking out, you're looking around, getting ready. Shades are coming at you. You're ready to defend yourself, and that's when you hear Miss Chiogo! And you turn, and Chisa rather is like shakily like stepping back as some shades start to kind of like stalk up toward her. Yeah, what do you do?
Okay, how far is she from me?
Probably like 45 feet.
Okay.
She went and kind of hid behind a building while you were fighting the ninja.
Okay, how old is she? Like, how much do you think she weighs?
She's like, you don't know her age exactly because Guru found her when she was an infant, so you know he can be give or take a year or two. She's like 11 or 12. She's light enough for you to carry. You've got like what, 14 strength? You're fine.
Yeah, I got 14. Yeah.
Yep. So
okay,
yeah, what do you do? No challenge just yet. Just how are you kind of responding?
I'm gonna run over to Chisa and ask her to hop up on my back.
You go up to her, tell her, get on my back.
Yeah.
She, as you tell her to do that and you kneel down to kind of give her ability to do that, she's like shaking. She tries to get on your back, but she's too weak and shaken to really properly get into a tight piggyback. Okay. And before she can fully mount, the shades all pounce on you. And you are forced to kind of backpedal and fight them off. Mm-hmm. So you're defending yourself with Chisa, backing yourself into a corner. Can't really do much with her while you're being attacked, and you find yourself being backed into an alley. And that's when shades from above and from the base of the alley all charge you at once. They all leap at you. You cannot possibly strike all of them and get Chisa out of harm's way at the same time. Unless you can think of something. DC is 16.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do?
How close are we to a wall?
You're in an alleyway, so there's walls on either side of you.
Would I be able to get far enough out of the way if I grab her and just start running on the wall? Can I hold her and start running on the wall and get out of reach that way?
Sure. Go ahead and roll. What are you gonna roll for it? It's your pick.
Acrobatics.
Works for me. Roll at DC 16.
I'll just do like just cradle her since she can't get on her.
Yeah, just scoop her up and then kind of kind of Ninja Warrior.
Fit.
Oh shite! 15 is one short. Do you have a hero point?
Hero point.
Or inspiration?
I don't think we've used any yet. You should have one.
You've used a couple, but you didn't write it down, I don't think. Shame on you. But you did get one last session for passing on wisdom to Chisa. I don't know if you spent it. No, I gave it to you after the session was over because I thought about it later on.
Oh, so that's why I
definitely
forgot
have
to
one
add
hero
it.
point. Yep.
Alright, well now's the time.
Okay, you succeed. You succeed. You don't have to roll it. You're one off.
Alright. Great.
With your Inspiration point. Tapping into your inner resolve as a hero. With a burst of speed, you grab 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬, you kip off the walls and dive out of the alleyway, and the shades all kind of collide into the end of the alley. You didn't take them down, but you got 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬 out of harm's way. That is 2 successes. However, the shades are not defeated, and more close in from the streets. Even as you get 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬 out of harm's way, the shades are upon you. There's only so much one monk can do. As you brace for damage, you basically, like, you landed right as swarmers and stalkers descend upon you. And right before they all make impact, you just hear all the shades are suddenly dissipated, and landing in front of you, swaying dizzily, is the guru.
Heck yeah.
Guru Ma, who delivers a roundhouse kick and dissipates all of the shades. 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬 holds out her hands and yells, "Grandpa!" More shades lunge at you. Chioko, you defend yourself a little bit now that you've gotten your bearings. And suddenly, Guru leaps into a flying double kick. You know, one of those, like, whoosh, double leg kicks. Ah! Whoosh. He lands in the center of a group of shades and performs the infamous, the somewhat controversial, the tumbling, turning, twisting, drunken flurry of blows.
Nice.
He's just tumbling, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Now, a low-level monk would not be able to destroy shades so quickly with their bare hands. Shades, as you know, are resistant to attacks by non-magical means. However, this guy's one-shotting him.
Nice.
Shades must be destroyed at the magical level, which you do, Chioko, by using your ki to empower your strikes. You narrow your eyes and focus your senses and look into Guru Ma's ki network, and his hands have the glow. It is clear to you now, he has truly walked the way of the Drunken Master.
As expected of Guru.
As expected of Guru. Guru turns to you and says, "Sorry I'm late, ladies. Conducting a little business." Sorry.
What kind of business? Just help get cheese out.
He kills another one. He does like the Rafiki, like, woo! You know, you're fighting a few off, and as a break in the action happens, he says, "𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬, my granddaughter, I have a confession to make. Your grandfather, he runs a business in this town. I sell moonshine.
Moonshine.
I call it moon sake. My own recipe." 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬 says, "Grandpa, what's moonshine?" "Don't worry about it. Come here, sweetie." He takes off his sort of vest. Or no, his big sack that he carried all of his booze in. He's got that. He swaddles up 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬 and kind of fastens her to his back like a satchel, using the sack to kind of hold her in place. And he looks at you, Chioko, and says, "You got hero stuff to do. Get going. I'll protect 𝐃𝐚𝐫𝐤𝐬 if it's the last thing I do."
Yeah, get somewhere safe, please.
You betcha. Whew. He stumbles off. Right on. And you're on your way to the market.
Does he seem more coordinated or more coordinated when he's more drunk?
Strangely, yes.
Nice.
Or at least more confident with his movements.
Naturally.
Yes.
I knew it.
Hell yeah.
Had to be.
Had to be. All right, that's 2 successes. All right. Mochi.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
Protect the bread girl at all costs.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We need that bread.
No. Oh no.
Mochi, you were in the marketplace asking around there. You met some kids in the alleyway, got to the bottom of some mysteries, came back to the marketplace, and had to do battle with an enemy sorceress, a summoner of sorts, who used elemental minions to attack you. After you reduced her to a pile of cinders, this flash of crimson lightning touches down and sends a chill down your spine. With more flashes of red light, shades appear all around the small shopping district. And in the center of the marketplace appears a single shade crystal. The black obelisks that you are used to, these massive 12 to 15 foot tall black crystals that give off a crimson glow, those are what you're used to. This one's smaller. Instead of taking up like your entire living room, this shade crystal is like a little taller than your front door or your bedroom door. This pillar of crystal. Commoners begin to flee. Well, I should say, commoners that were already fleeing the marketplace because of the magical battle that was happening there are now being corralled back into the market by approaching shades from all directions. The shades are coordinating their movements to corner the townsfolk in this marketplace where you are. Standing at the far end of the marketplace, flanked by several dangerous-looking shade variants, is a single being that appears to be ordering its fellow shades. Looks something like this. Actually, this is the scene you see. Nasty. Super cool. Shout out to Tired Boy, aka Typo, for the new shade designs. This is fan art.
Glorious.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I keep losing my place. Yeah?
This is our first time like seeing them move in like an organized manner, right?
Exactly. Mochi, you're used to shades just being animalistic, beastly things that just seek out mortals to consume. But these ones, not just their tactics, but also just the way they're moving. They're just moving a lot more deliberately. It's very unnerving. This dangerous-looking bipedal shade variant stands well over 7 feet tall. Its broad build commands attention, and it bears a regal and authoritative demeanor. The Shade Captain, as it is called, scans the marketplace. You see how it has it's like 4 eye stalks? They are independently moving around. It appears to be gathering information. Thinking.
Oh, chill it quick.
It stands there with its arms crossed, looking around.
Yeah.
Then, all at once, its 4 eyes lock onto you. It looks at you, assesses you as the biggest threat. It raises its hand, turns its attention back to the townsfolk, puts his hand out, and you hear from it. It speaks.
Oh no.
Ordering its minions to consume all. The shades all like quiver and twitch and then launch into a frenzy, assaulting the marketplace in every direction. They are ignoring you. The captain seeing that only one hero is present, is opting to divide your attention. This proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that you are not dealing with the usual shades who operate on animal-like instincts. This shade is intelligent. It is calculating. Outside of the skill challenge, just narratively, Mochi, how are you responding to the situation?
When he's looking at, okay, so when he was looking at me, I go, and then I tell him, you know what? You're very, very lucky that I'm not going to get you first, because I would immolate you in a second, but I have people to protect.
The marketplace. First of all, the captain completely disregards what you're saying. Pays you no mind as it's directing its minions to take out villagers. And despite your tough words, even as you spring into action, no doubt, casting some spells and stuff, the reality quickly begins to set in on you. The people are afraid, running for their very lives, seeking shelter, or even deep down, simply wishing that they can outrun the villager next to them. It's also the most wide open area and without cover. The number of places to run and seek shelter are few. The shades are pouring into the market square, cornering defenseless townsfolk as you struggle to keep up. Even as you start casting spells, you're taking out shades, no roll required. You're blasting some. But after a few moments, you're just making no progress. No townsfolk have died yet. You're barely managing to save a few, but you know deep down that you can't keep up. Kenso and Chioko are nowhere to be seen. You are on your own. Mochi, how do you feel? Truly.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Explain.
Helpless.
Helpless.
Hopeless.
Afraid.
Like a rat in a cage. And afraid.
As the fear begins to take you, you start running through options in your head, like, what do I do? What spells do I... Can I... If only Kenso and Chioko were here, is there a plan I can do? Is there, like, which of my forms should I use? Suddenly, from deep down, you feel something pulse within you. And time seems to slow to a crawl. A familiar voice echoes from within you. The voice of a man, one you've heard recently. It asks you, Mochi, how do you feel? It asks the same question I just asked. How do you truly feel?
Terrified?
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna let everyone down?
exactly. That's exactly right. You're stressed. You're floundering. You're afraid. You want to prove it to your friends, to these villagers, and to yourself that you're strong enough to be a hero without Chioko and Kenso. Isn't that right? Isn't that what you told me?
I would like to think so, but I don't feel it right now.
Yes, you do, says this voice. It screams at you forcefully, and you feel this throb beat harder inside you. An urge. An itch. As the chaos closes in around you, as it becomes clear that you're on your own and help is not on the way, what do you wish of yourself?
To be powerful and save everyone.
You want to save everyone?
I don't want anyone to die on my watch.
That's right, says the voice, echoing in your heart. Do you remember what I told you, Mochi? That when the time comes, you must embody wisdom, rational thought, through decisive will.
hard to be rational with everything happening right now.
Oh.
You don't have to do it alone. I will help you. Now wish for it in your heart. Wish to embody wisdom, to have rational thought through decisive will.
Mochi takes a deep breath. And another. And another. And closes her eyes for a moment. And tries to truly process everything around her.
The voice says to you, wish for it in your heart, and accept my aid. Call upon my dragon soul!
Okay. Wisdom Dragon Soul activate!
A bright light shines out from Mochi, filling the town square. The Shade Captain puts his hand up, signaling for his forces to halt in response to this new development. There's this bright, white light crackling in the market square. The townsfolk are still in a panic, but they stare at the bright light that illuminates the marketplace. Victims and enemies alike are transfixed by this light. Fog, white fog, begins to fill the marketplace around you, obscuring you. The light fades, leaving just the dark market square full of this hazy white fog. And suddenly, piercing the dim light in all directions, deep blue lasers begin to flash in sequence.
Lasers!
Like an EDM light show.
Heck yeah.
Out from the fog rises the silhouette of Mochi. Suddenly, spotlights shine up from below you as the fog begins to dissipate. Your clothes begin to morph and change shape. Glowing bright blue. Your kimono is replaced with a stylish, skin-tight jumpsuit, which is accented by geometric armor pieces, giving you mecha-like boots and gloves, in addition to various sci-fi-esque accessories on your outfit and hair, which has changed in hue. In this town square, in front of a live audience, Mochi's tech form debuts.
Let's go.
I love it.
It's freaking sick.
You don these cool, slick blue sunglasses that scan the environment around you for data, automatically
Dude.
parsing out information. It is literally a digital decision-making helper.
Yo.
You are standing on a small, about 3-foot diameter, circular, holographic stage that hovers. In this form, you have a hover speed equal to your walking speed, which means you ignore difficult terrain and can freely cross liquid surfaces. You're basically just hovering around. You control this stage with some sort of holographic panel in front of you. Maybe it's a keyboard, maybe arcade joysticks, maybe it's like DJ turntables, a synthesizer board of some kind. What does it look like? Do you tell me, Mochi? What does this kind of like sci-fi holographic interface in front of you kind of look like? Just basics.
I like the idea of a keyboard.
Cool. So you're tapping. In tech
Or
form.
like a digital tablet. Mm-hmm. I changed my mind.
Fair enough. Like a screen that you're kind of like dragging. You're playing Osu. In
Oh my god, yes, it's just like a rhythm game. Yes. Oh my god, yes.
You're doing rhythm. Yeah, you're doing rhythm games. Matter of fact, this music is probably playing in universe. In tech form, your magic missile is replaced with a handy lock-on laser that scans enemies and objects. This laser does not do damage, but instead functions essentially as a ranged help action that you can use to give your allies or yourself advantage on attack rolls or ability checks. As the Shade Captain commences on the assault, and don't worry about that part right now too much.
Oh, okay. I was getting okay.
Yeah, you're good. We'll get into the specifics later. But as the Shade Captain commences the assault on the village, your sci-fi goggles start gathering intel and assessing the situation. In this form, your intelligence is raised. You generally feel more competent, more focused. Now, on one end of the market square, actually right toward the middle of the market square, you do see a group of villagers being chased by shades. They're almost upon them. Their death looks imminent. Across the way, you see a roof full of people who are trying to climb up on the roof and stay on. Shades are closing in, and it looks like they might spill over any minute now. And finally, your glasses pick out as well the alleyway nearby that you were recently in. You see the 3 kids in the alleyway hiding in their disguise. This big like ghillie suit. But they're not like standing, they're just disguised as trash, you know. It might be working. Shades don't seem to notice them yet, but Shades can sniff out people, so you're not sure how long that is gonna keep up for. DC 16. Mochi? Any skill check? Any spell? What are you gonna roll?
You have so much power now.
And if you want to spend a first level spell slot on your lock-on magic missile, I'll let you give yourself advantage on any of these.
Before anything, could I just do like a scan and do an insight check on everything? Like just kind of like, but that was already like my lock-on scan. Or can I like try to look for more information?
The information I gave you just now is basically everything you can see. Is there anything more you're trying to deduce specifically?
Just like who seems like in the most like imminent danger out of the groups that you just said?
I'm activating your tech form on your sheet. Stats are already in place. Yep. All right. So I checked the box there. Oops. So sorry. The group that seems to be in the most danger. You don't need to roll for it. Your glasses can kind of just fill you in with the basics. The group that's being chased by the shades actively is definitely in the most danger. Like they are about to be pounced. The people on the roof, their time's running out, but they've still got time. And then the kids probably seem the safest.
Okay. Is there a way?
The DC is 16, and remember you can use any of your normal skill checks too. Just your regular old. If you can think of a way to make it work. If you can convince me that one of your skills is applicable, I'll let you roll it.
Okay. I just want to attack them.
That's fair. You can
do
totally
I
do
do
that.
I have a new magic missile with this form or no?
The new magic missile for this form is the one that I mentioned that gives basically a help action. So you can give yourself advantage on any check, or an ally if your allies were here. But you can just roll plain old firebolt, and if you score a 16 or higher, then you pass.
Okay, and I can't really do an AoE because there's people close by, is that correct?
You could. If you can convince me. Spending any of your spell slots will lower the DC, but you're also free to just firebolt it.
Okay, so let's say I do. Can I do a charisma check to try to temporarily distract the shades from the people and turn around and look at me?
Absolutely.
So they could get some more distance.
Would you like to make that a performance check?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's even better.
Very good. Go ahead and roll performance for me. Would you like to spend one spell slot, first level, to give yourself advantage on that? Or just roll it straight up?
Let's do that just in case.
Okay. Please spend one first level spell slot and then roll a performance check with advantage.
I didn't need it.
I didn't need it.
I didn't need it.
I didn't need it.
I don't need it.
All right, that's absolutely plenty. So basically, you're just swooping in and being a distraction.
Yes.
Rock on. You swoop into the Shades' line of sight right before they make their pounce, and you just like make this bright, light show display. The Shades are just kind of perplexed and overwhelmed by the lights, and the power coming off of you attracts them. They now want to go after you, even though the commander is ordering them. They're just like, no, that's juicy right there. They all start going for you, and you can lead them away from the townsfolk, and they escape. Good job. All right.
Well, can
So
I attack
that's
them
it.
after that? My
Sure.
original goal was to get like a little distance between them and then like do an AoE so that the townsfolk weren't in the range, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. You only needed the one check to pass. Like you did it. So if you want to blow them up after that, just for flavor, you don't have to spend any spell slots. You can just
Okay.
kind of vanquish them with either a fireball or firebolt, barrage, whatever you want to do. You lead them away and destroy them. Hell yeah. Back to the top. Kenso. Wah! You've successfully charged through some of the lower level shades on the outskirts of town. Basashi made quick work of most of them. You got a few for yourself too. Now, you have entered the village proper. You are among the buildings of the village. As you race between houses and buildings, your eyes dart back and forth. Shades could jump out at you from any angle, at any time. The pressure is closing in on you.
But they can't surprise me.
They can't surprise you, it's true. Your third eye is just, you're just Sharinganing, like watching. They can't get the jump on you, but it is very tense. You're just like, all right, where are they going to come out from next? Every once in a while, one does kind of jump out. It would surprise a less perceptive man, but you just take it out. This is business as usual as you duck and weave through the streets. You're like, how big is this village? I thought it was a small one. And you just,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's as big as the action demands that it be. Questions bombard your mind. Where was the marketplace again? What are my immediate threats? Which route is safest? Which is fastest? And then,
Where are my friends?
where are my friends exactly? From inside the depths of your soul, you hear,
Kenso, focus. We've got a job to do. I can sense a lot of shades up ahead and to the left. That's probably where most of the fighting is happening. Take a left up here.
All right. Basashi just drips.
yeah, exactly. Skrrr! I literally have that written in my notes. That Basashi drifts.
Excellent.
No, verbatim, it's Basashi skids a little, almost losing his footing.
Yeah.
So he kind of just skrrr. Yeah, exactly. Shades and you drift right into a pack of shades
Oh.
that are
Yes.
closing in on some townsfolk. What do you do? Dismount? Stay on Basashi? It's up to you. Pick a new option. The one rule of skill challenges is you can't repeat an option, so no more animal handling for you, big guy. What's next? The DC is now 17.
Okay. I will. Is this like a large group or just like a few stragglers trying to hop on like some scared
It's a
villagers?
moderately sized group. There's a dozen or so shades of sort of mid-level ones. Yeah, that's why the DC went up a little. These guys will require a little bit more effort.
All right.
But-
Then
If you were to roll an attack roll, it would apply to all of them, of course. Just one check. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Bear with me. Let me know if this is too much.
Oh, I'm bearing.
Sashi finishes drifting and like, holy crap. But they're not like in the way, right? They're like off to the side a little bit, like I can see, but that's probably not where I'm going.
Yeah, you probably like drift a little past them, kind of take a wide turn. You see them as you turn, kind of thing.
All right, then, freaking, I'm gonna towards the end of the drift, I'll be like, keep going, Basashi, and I jump off, and then I'm gonna aim Inzen, shift him to regular Inzen form.
Ooh, okay.
And then just freaking yank all of the shades back away from the people. Just Inzen's grasp.
All right.
If I can.
If you can, you can. Can you? Roll it. Roll Inzen's grasp for me.
All right, let's see. Where's that at? I hope this works. I don't know if this works with spell attacks, but we'll find out in a second.
Should.
It does! Supposed to be advantage, but 27.
27.
Or 29, I guess.
Or yeah, 29. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot your your base Inzen. So you put Inzen into his regular katana form. And in this form, this is Inzen's most natural form, which means that you can channel his power more efficiently, giving you that spell attack bonus. With a 29, yeah, you fire like kind of multiple eldritch blasts attached via these shadowy tendrils to Inzen. They each make contact, and then you kind of yank them away from the townsfolk.
Yeah. I probably can't kill them, but I can buy those people time to get away while I keep going. It's my goal.
Well, there's a lot of
unless I can kill them.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of swarmers here. The little heartless ones. Those die like pretty much immediately, so you get most of them. And then the ones that don't die, they kind of pursue you a little bit, and so you can take them out one by one, kind of as you're progressing toward the market. So yeah, you do kill them all. Absolutely.
I'll I'll spend the spell slot because it's too cool. I can't pass it up.
Oh no!
If I have to, so I yank them, kill a bunch of them. Right, Basashi keeps going. It's like, what the heck is this man about to do? I wait. I run a little bit. They're chasing me, and then I jump. And I'm like, see ya! And I misty step onto Basashi.
Nice.
Hell yeah! I'll say that you killed all of them that were attacking those villagers, and you're like, cool. Onto the marketplace. You keep running, and then more jump out at you. These ones are definitely going for you, and you're like, can't waste time with you. And that's when you pull your move and you. Are we flavoring Misty Step as just anime teleport?
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, just instant transmission. Yeah. They all dive at you, and you. Cloud of dust kicks up at your feet as you warp back onto Basashi. And those shades that were going after you just kind of like lost their target, so they're gonna kind of wander their way over to the marketplace eventually. Right on. You saved some zombies. What's that?
There's like zombies. They're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. They have a directive. They have a command, but if something happens that kind of changes conditions, they seem to like lose their direction and revert back to just, all right, kind of wander around, find more souls. All right. Good stuff. That's one success on round 2. Chiyoko.
Oh.
You're making your way to the marketplace. Chisa is safely, you hope, in Guru Ma's care. Just flavor-wise, how are you commuting to the marketplace?
I want to try to like predict their movements and take like a route around them.
Okay. So you're trying to basically avoid unnecessary battles.
Yeah.
Cool. Preserve your energy. If you take a direct route to the marketplace, it'll be faster, but you'll definitely run into more opposition. Might I suggest rooftops?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do rooftops.
Yeah, I should do that.
I can do that. There are some shades on the roofs. There are some agile shades that are able to jump up there. Matter of fact, these ones specifically, you see a couple of, hold on, which one? Get the image. But you see some of these ones kind of in the distance. They're hopping up on the roofs and kind of leaping around. They're very agile looking, and you see them, you're like, oh, avoid those ones. Or maybe you kind of take one out on the way since you're like, that could be trouble, but
Yeah.
avoid Jama for the most part. However, as you approach the marketplace, you know what, I'll even say, yeah, there's a couple of these things here.
Okay.
They block your path. There is one battle that you will not be able to avoid. Unless DC 17, what are you gonna do? They cut off your shortcut, and these ones are very nasty, very vicious looking.
Alright, so
Scream at you.
are we on like the same rooftop together?
Yes.
Okay,
Or well,
and,
they're kind of on the next rooftop over, between,
Okay.
you know. But they lock onto you. They're going to start pursuing you. You know you have to fight them, or
figure something.
or figure something. You know.
Okay.
Maybe you can give them the slip. Who knows?
Maybe.
As long as you can convince me.
Don't really want to use too much stuff.
Well, out of character, a little bit metagamey, but I don't mind. You guys have had a lot of successes so far, so
Right.
it's okay to take a few risks, maybe. Maybe.
Okay. How tall are these guys?
From the bottoms of their feet to the top of their sort of back spines, about 5.5 feet tall. So not super tall, but because they're hunched over, if they were to like stand up straight, they might be a little taller than you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got some stature.
Okay. Okay. Here's what I want to do.
Alright.
I want to. I'm gonna go to this. Run to the side of the roof and fall off of it, and then start crawling along. I want to start crawling along the roof, like right under like the awning. And try to be sneaking, and hope they don't think I'm there anymore. Because it's unarmored move. It says movement. I don't have to be walking. I can crawl along the walls too.
Well, I mean, you're a monk. Can't you scale vertical surfaces?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you don't have to crawl. You can literally run.
Well, I want to be lower so they don't see me. So I want to fall off the roof, then like kind of catch myself and land, and then crawl under the awning.
All right, right on. So they approach you, and you kind of like fake fall, kind of tumble under the lip. They pursue you down into the alleyway where you kind of like monkey bar your way under the awning.
Yeah, something like that.
What are you gonna roll for it?
Stealth, I guess.
Rock on. If you spend a key point, you can do that with advantage because of Yorui's training.
True.
He
I
did
should
not.
probably do that.
He didn't teach you everything that you needed to know, but he did sit down with you and teach you some of his skills.
Okay.
All right, up to you. Was it one key point or two? I think I told you. I can't remember. I'll say it's one for now.
All right. Well, load that.
Ooh, that 23 total.
Has your ring gone off?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I would have like given you advantage on the next check or something. Right on with utmost silence. and subterfuge. You evade these shades, and then they kind of return back to the marketplace for more orders. Right on. You're almost there. Great success. Mochi, back to you. The show goes on. All right. There are townsfolk cowering on a rooftop, and there are the kids in the alley. The DC to beat is 17. You can roll any of your skills, any of your cantrips, or cast a spell. What are you gonna do?
Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna okay, okay. If I can't do this and this is too much, please just say that's not. This flare is too much. But I want to polymorph into a huge bird, but like a digital bird. Like think this image if it will load, and fly up onto the rooftop and get the townspeople, grab some of them in my talons and get some of them to ride on my back and fly them out far away to a very far away rooftop.
Well, I'm gonna look into this. I'm gonna look at. Let me see what's the highest CR bird you can get away with.
Okay.
But
Be a rock.
yeah, that's probably what it's gonna end up being. But before I give you the answer, I want to ask you if you're sure you want to spend a 4th level spell slot before the real battle begins.
Sorry, I want to be a big digital bird.
Do it.
It's worth it to me.
Do it.
What? Why is? Hold on. Oh, that's why. Fair enough. The highest CR bird I can find. Oh, I can sort by. I can sort by like flying speed. Like I can only get things that fly. I believe the highest level bird there is that you can polymorph into is something called a death hawk.
Sounds promising.
Oh gosh, though it's only a medium beast. But I'll let you do it if you want.
I'll take 2 trips.
Very well. All right, you transform into a death hawk. Spend your spell slot for me. In this form, your AC is 13. You have 68 hit points. You have a fly speed of 60 feet. And how long does polymorph last? Long enough.
Give me 1 second, I have it up.
An hour.
That's the yeah, it's or at least like 10 minutes. Yeah, concentration up to an hour. Now, that is a good thing. You'll keep your polymorph until you lose it. As a death hawk, just roll a d20.
Okay. Oh my gosh, please, God, please. Please.
I'll do the mental math. You're fine.
Yes,
The DC,
nice.
since you're spending a 4th level spell slot, the DC was like really low. It was like 12. Like, yeah, not even. Sweet. So you transform into. This is from Matt Colville's book, by the way, Flea Monsters or Flea Mortals. I mean,
Flea Mortals. Oh,
yeah.
snap.
Thanks, Matt Colville. So you are.
Thank you for making this happen.
Thank you for making this happen, Matt. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing this to happen.
This video is sponsored.
Yeah. Wow, rocks must be like hella high CR if I didn't see it on this list.
Must be a monstrosity or something.
Oh, it probably is. So you are this like bird of prey falcon, but with these. Well, actually, I guess you kind of described it, huh? Let me do my best to do justice to this description. Almost like what is this from?
Digimon.
Digimon, right?
Is it really?
What's this Digimon called?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, it's this one. I'll put it on screen.
Frost Velgron.
Frost-
Frost Velgron.
Frostvelgramon. You become that. This sort of it almost looks like a peacock, like a cross between a bird of prey and a peacock, with these bright blue feathers that you said have like a digital kind of tight techno-y twist. There's like little holographic bits kind of coming off. Yeah, and you just swoop, grab a couple people, swoop again, grab a couple more. You kind of like fend off a few shades in the meantime. You don't get everyone off the roof, but you get enough people off that it's not in danger of spilling over. And the townsfolk can, with your help, the townsfolk can then kind of help themselves. And so you've solved that little challenge. So, good stuff. That's another success. All right, final round. Kenso.
Poop.
You're on Basashi again?
Yep.
Hoofing
I
it?
changed back to Masamune form during this. Like Kobo Shades.
Your Nodachi form, this sort of two-handed sword, which before the session I told you to consider doing like adding your one-handed sword damage in case you want to do mounted combat, because in my head for some reason I'm like I thought that if you do mounted combat you can only use one-handed weapons. I guess I'm just too used to playing Mountain Blade. I don't know. But yeah, you can totally like do these kind of nice like, sweeping slashes. You're traveling
Horse cutter.
It's called horse cutter for real. That's an odachi. Those are the big boys. Marketplace is dead ahead. You see,
Finally.
yeah, you see a big crowd of shades, a red glow coming out, and you see a big bright blue magical bird flying around helping people, and you're just like
Mochi.
yeah, Mochi. Exactly. All right. Standing between you. Now, remember how I described the shades are closing in around the marketplace, corralling people in. So as you run up on the street, there's like a wall of shades between you and the marketplace. You can crash through them, you can jump over them, you can do whatever you want to do to bypass them, but there's a bunch of them. DC is 18. How you going to do it?
All right. I'm gonna. I just need to get in there. Ketsu's thinking right now. He's like, all right. Mochi's bird. I don't know why I didn't see that coming, but here we are. I have no idea where Chiyoko is, but she's probably gonna like jump or fly in off of something. I need to get in there. And since the, shades are all still piling in, so clearly there's people in there that I gotta get to. And I don't want to have more stress than I need to, so I'm gonna leave Basashi. I don't want him getting hurt, and I don't want to have to try to protect him.
Yeah.
I want him to be safe.
He's a tough horse, but this is a bit much.
There's a lot. Yeah. If it was people, then for sure, he's got to get his fill. But
yeah. The Yakushima iceberg, a few levels down, the party's horse eats people.
Which has never happened to people watching streams.
Which it hasn't actually happened.
Maybe.
It's just not out of the question.
Yeah.
So what's it gonna be?
Had the bloodthirst.
Yeah.
I'll be again stretching here.
Oh no.
Apologize. I think back to the flashback.
Look at everything happening with Mochi. I don't think you can stretch much.
Fair enough. Yep. I have the flashback to when I first met Basashi.
Oh yes.
And I was like, I gotta protect this boy, right? I can't let him get hurt. He's got to be the strongest horse in the land. And then I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? How do I get in here? I'm not freaking Chiyoko. I can't jump over these guys or, run up them. And then I think about when he kicked me off when I tried to jump off him. And I was like, this is it.
Of course.
The true test of strength, Musashi. Show me your might.
Oh, snap!
I want him to just freaking buck me up as hard as he possibly can. I'm gonna fly through and I don't know, Beyblade spin through the wall and crash into the marketplace.
Hell yeah. Yeah, maybe even you say like, hey buddy, just like when we first met.
Yeah.
Let's get it. And then he gallops up onto some crates, vaults off of them, and mid-air, just like a bucking bronco, just checks you with his flank. And you get a nice, and beforehand you probably like crouch up on the saddle, you know, and then and you launch. Levi Ackerman, blades spinning. Attack roll.
Sure. Yep. Let's go for it.
Haven't done that.
Advantage off. Yes.
No.
Can I use hero points on?
Oh.
Yeah. It's a it's an attack roll, but it's like a skill check. It's out of combat, so yeah, you can totally use one.
Okay. Cool.
You do have to roll it.
Click. Does it work?
Ah!
Hey!
Jump scare. You did it!
Yeah!
Hell yeah. Little off balance, little shaky, but you dig deep and you correct your course at the last second and just crash through these shades who you leave a wake of like the kind of smoke that appears when they dissipate. Yeah. And you slide into the square and find a good position to get ready to fight this next fight alongside Mochi. Chiyoko. Bird Mochi. Bird up. Chiyoko. Same thing. You're crawling along the awnings. The rooftops are inaccessible at the moment. So you kind of are like, screw it. Gotta take this last little leg of the trip on foot. You run out from an alleyway. Here's you. Here's the marketplace. Standing between you and them. Big group of shades. DC's 18. Last one.
No roofs.
No roofs.
Damn it.
Damn it. I like roofs.
Roofs are great.
It's funny you say that. Chiyoko's secret backstory roof.
Right? The roof that has.
Do you have the pole?
No.
It's on the cart.
Oh, the 10-foot pole. You mean? You did a 10-foot pole. Power pole extend.
You can't just carry a 10-foot pole around very easy.
Dang it.
Yeah, it's definitely in the cart.
Yeah, I
You have your
wish.
staff though. You know,
Yeah, I
a regular old 6-foot pole.
are they like in a line like for Chenso?
They're not in a perfect line, no, but like there's a wall of them between you and the market.
Okay, and was it an alley? Like, is it a like narrow?
Now you're just on a city street,
Okay.
like 25 feet wide.
Mhm.
But you can hug the wall if you need to for your kung fu moves.
Mhm. Because I kind of wanted to do like a, I either wanted to like climb up the wall partially and then like jump over them, or I wanted to do like a zoop 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 move, like between the walls. But 25 feet is kind of far away. I don't think I can zoop zoop zoop.
You can do one swoop off the wall.
Yeah. So maybe I just climb up the wall and then try to jump over them from there.
All right, just.
Yeah, pretty much.
Haven't rolled athletics, have you yet?
No.
Is it gonna be that?
You got step of the wind.
Triple
jump.
Yeah, increase my jump distance.
If you spend a key point for Step of the Wind, I will reduce the DC.
Let's do that.
Okay, DC is now 16.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Oh, there you go. Great.
Didn't even need it.
Sit hops.
Well done. Very sick hops. Okay, last but not least, Mochi. Just those kids in the alley. You've successfully helped the villagers in the most danger within the marketplace and up on the rooftop. Last place to square away, that one alleyway with those 3 young troublemakers, and the shades seem to catch the scent of their souls. They're closing in. What are you going to do? DC is 18, and you are still a Deathhawk.
Okay. I fly down to them and perch myself near the boys. My young entrepreneurs, it's me, Mochi, from earlier. I'm gonna serve it as a distraction. I need you guys to run for your lives. Run like you're committing the worst scam of your lives.
You perch next to the boys, and they, Big Bird! And the bird just looks at them and starts going,
I was waiting for it.
Can I hear myself and understand that I'm not speaking English?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a bird. I pantomime to them with my I point to them. I make sure they get it. Like,
yeah, you're like, and they're like, oh right, yeah, okay.
Can you still use your lights while you're in bird form?
No, you when you are a bird form, your statistics change. You no longer get your, I'll say passively, yeah, there's still some like tech form stuff going on, but you can't like kind of magically induce anything else. Yeah.
So then I go near the shades, and I outstretch my wings to kind of help like shield the boys running.
Nice.
And I'm kind of like trying to pivoting my body to try to shield them from view, and at the same time I'm pecking all of them.
You're doing like a mating dance. You're like, this is terrible.
Yo.
Okay.
I wanted to say I wanted to roll for animal handling on myself, but my animal handling is so low that I don't know if it's...
Once again, just roll d20. Make it Deathhawk attack roll. Wounding talons. Wow!
Okay.
With a nat 20, I'll give it to you with some extra sauce. You are vanquishing shades with your pecs. You cover the boys, and then the shades all kind of look at you, and they're like, "That's not a human, but it has a soul. We can smell it." And they pounce you, and then you and start just taking them out. Petition for there to be a greater polymorph where you can have benefits from class features. Yeah. All right. Hell yeah. And with that, Mochi, all of the townsfolk that are in your immediate sort of vicinity have managed to escape the marketplace. All that remains in the marketplace are a bunch of shades. You fly back in to see what's going on, and that's when you catch Kenso arrive from one end of the market, slashing through shades. You turn your bird neck 180 degrees, and Chiyoko does a big awesome jump, and you guys meet back up, kind of squat up. Is there anything you guys say to one another or do?
Hero pose for sure.
Hero pose.
I kind of just give a look and like a nod.
Gang's back together.
Heck yeah.
I look at Mochi, and I'm like, a bird?
I mean, she's turned into stuff before.
All right.
Is this really weirder than a giant enemy crab?
Not,
That would have been fun.
yeah,
It's never too late.
never too late.
You are standing across from this shade battalion. The commander, the captain, with his arms crossed, looks at you three who have successfully foiled his onslaught. He realizes that if he's going to collect more shadows more souls, he's gonna have to take down you three. The Shade Captain kind of like exhales and points at you three, and you hear it say,
Nice.
take a quick potty break,
Okay.
and then we'll get to combat.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Alright, be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.